Hail them.
Hailing frequencies open, sir.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
I don't know why I keep giving alien street food a chance. It's always such a gamble.
Captain, we're being hailed.
On screen.
Hello and welcome to another Hailing Frequencies Open podcast where we continue to trek through the past and future of Star Trek. As always, I'm your host, Mike Jones, and joining me here in the virtual studio, he's slowly sourcing all of our guests for his drag name. It's Damien.
For my drag name, oh God.
Well, we just established you could just go with D. Right.
Listen, I have been like nickname resistant my whole damn life, so I don't know that I could come up with my own drag name. I don't know. I don't know that I have that capacity.
And technically, you shouldn't.
Well, good.
That's the thing. Well, and I know you're resistant to nicknames, but our next co-host Shirley worked that out of you because she gives everyone a nickname. We've been trying to book her mom on the pod for months, but everyone's favorite old lady keeps saying no. Friends, founders, and Ferengi, this is the best we could do. It's just Lenita.
I love that. It is just me, and I'm sorry to disappoint because the old lady would be so much more fun. You know what? I'm going to ask her. I'm going to find out how we can do this, like her upstairs, like squirreled away in her room with her own little microphone, because us in the same room together would just be a cackle. That'll be great, because currently she's on dictator duty, so here we are.
Excellent. All right. You've already heard her voice, like chomping at the bit. She is known as the Chanteuse of Southern Maryland, a theater award-winning actor and nominated costume designer, and a drag performer. She's performed at conventions across the country, including Farpoint, AwesomeCon, WonderCon, just to name a few. She also hosts a weekly baking series, To Me, My X Treats, where she bakes little treats based on X-Men characters. We are so happy to have her here. Please welcome to the pod the one and only D'Amanda Martini.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me here.
Yay!
That is such an exciting intro. I was like, oh, I said baking treats. I love to bake treats.
So I have a scar from last time I filmed.
Oh gosh.
That happens.
I hit the top of the oven because when you have to test the cake, you have to put the toothpick in it. And I pulled it out just a little too hard and hit the top of my oven. But yeah, so I have I
had a nickel.
am friendly with Marvel artist Luciano Vecchio, and he a while ago released a little card set that has 54 cards in it of different characters that he's taken as commissions over the years. And so I bought the card set and I'm like, oh well, and I've been trying to think of like something to do on like a weekly basis for content. And I'm like, oh, there's 54 cards, there's 52 weeks in a year. We'll do like 2 little bonus episodes. So we started off strong in January with doing a set of cupcakes that were based on the original 5 X-Men. So I was like one little cupcake for each one, which was a lot of fun. So currently we are in Hot Lady July. So lots of hot ladies. I just did the first episode of July was Firestar, known from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and also as a bit of a controversial figure in the X-Men community.
Mystique?
No. Firestar is because she is a mutant who doesn't really like being a part of the X-Men. She'd much rather be like a part of the Avengers, and we all know the Avengers are cops. So it's a bit of a problem. But super fun. And so X-Men is like my like number one fandom. Like I can talk about X-Men for forever, but Star Trek is another just love of mine. I'm wearing my Loaxana shirt today.
Amazing.
Which, when we first encountered you at Trek Long Island, actually, I first encountered you out of drag. You immediately, I was there with our friend Matt Jennings, and you immediately came over and introduced yourself. But when we first encountered you in drag, you were in that Loaxana look, and it was I mean, it. Can you talk to us about it? Like for anyone who can't actually see this on the
Sure.
audio version, it was
Amazing.
stunning.
Well, thank you so much. So it's sort of I would say if Luoxana has like a oh, that's like the Luoxana dress. I think it's this one. It's the gold top with that has like the sort of trapezoidy boob window and like the big huge skirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I was invited to Farpoint Convention back in 2019. And I was like, well, I need to do a Star Trek look because it's a Star Trek convention. And Luoxana has always been one of my favorites. Um, and she's also like in my brand. Like my brand is very obviously like anti-mame, but also
Ooh.
it's very like Z-list character, like characters that you don't necessarily get to see all the time. So like in X-Men in particular, like I am all over the map with like random X-Men
Doing
characters.
deep cuts.
Yeah, for sure. So Luoxana definitely like fits my niche. And yeah, the costume is heavy and
I
hot
bet. I bet.
and made of literal couch materials.
Ooh.
Um it is very warm, but it is beautiful and I do love it. It was made for me by my lovely friend Carol. And yes, we love her for that. But yeah,
Do
when
we
you
have
guys
pictures of this? Do we have pictures of this look?
um
No,
I
not for you to get right this moment, but I want to see
yeah,
We can add photo
personally.
content when we put this out for
Oh
sure.
yeah, we
yeah,
will.
yeah,
We will.
yeah. I was gonna say like they're all on my socials, but yes, they're
Okay.
Yes.
they're all out there. But yeah, but when you guys first saw me, I was not in drag. I was actually just wearing this t-shirt because I did not realize that once you got into Long Island that it is another 2 hours
Oh,
to get across the island to where we were going. Because so
it's long.
yeah. Like
It's
they're
in the
not
name.
kidding. Yeah, they're not
Right.
kidding. They're like not at all kidding. Because when you do like the map quest from your house, um,
Map Quest. These kids are gonna be like, what the fuck is Map Quest?
I know. But
MapQuest was
like
revolutionary. You could type it into your computer and print it out. It was
I
wild.
know
The
it was
children don't
great.
know.
No, the children have no idea.
Mm.
But when you're looking it up on a map, it's like, oh, 5 hours away, and you're like, work. So like me, so it's
Not
like
by
me and
that.
my friend Jessica Kraus, who went with me. We were like, okay, well, I'll pick you up at this time, and we're gonna go, and we'll get there. We should have enough time to like get to the hotel, get in costume, and then and then do it. And by the time we got there, it would have taken me longer to then get into drag than the con still had open. So it was just like, no, it's fine. They're getting full Luoxana fantasy on
Mhm.
Saturday. It's
Wait, so did you have a
fine.
third look that
I did.
Oh,
can you
I
tell
did.
us what it was?
I had Tasha Yar in my suitcase with me as well. So Tasha Yar
Armis
is
got her.
Tasha Yar
You
is
stumbled
actually
into a
my
hot topic for us.
she's
true.
she is my absolute favorite character. In fact,
Yay!
I just got my little thing. Did you guys see like the wood carver people?
I did
in
not see
Staten
that
Island?
one.
Yeah, they were up against like that side wall, but
Mm.
it was like buy 3 for whatever. So I got the Tasha Yar, and also the lady who does
Awesome.
the like hand knit figurines. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm ordering a Tasha Yar from her too. But yes, so my
You're among friends here, mostly.
yeah. So
Only
my Star
Dane is
Trek so my Star Trek story really is, so my dad is a huge nerd as well. And so when Next Generation was on TV, like originally airing, I would watch it with my dad. And I have a very distinct memory of we came home from seeing Who Framed Roger Rabbit at the movie theater. Again, also
One of the best
iconic.
movies ever made.
Yeah,
Iconic.
yes. Iconic, beautiful,
Stop
lovely.
laughing. The best.
We came home and Star Trek was on, and me and Dad sat down to like watch the episode, and it is the episode where Tasha Yar dies, and I was inconsolable.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
However,
My dad literally had to pick me up and like take me outside to like walk just so that way I could like, because I was like hyperventilating. Like I was so so distraught.
Do you have a sense
So
as an
sad.
adult now looking back what appealed to you about her?
She was like no nonsense, and she was a lady with with a bowl cut, and she was just
Mhm.
and she was also like she was like the security officer. She wasn't like, because like most of the time like female characters were like
Yeah.
the nurse, the doctor, the
Right. The
communication.
therapist.
Yeah, and on that show, like the therapist, like she was like, no, I'm the security officer. I'm gonna punch you in the throat, like.
Right.
Um, so I just loved her, but later I got to meet Denise Crosby a few years ago, and she is absolutely lovely, and I got to tell her that not only do I dress as her, but I did a number as her where I did Gloria Estefan's "The Rhythm Is Gonna Get You," but I replaced rhythm with Abraxas.
That's amazing.
Love it.
It went over really well, because like I started the number by like dying, and then when the music would start, like I'd get up, and my so you guys met Logan and Felix at
Mhm.
the convention as well. So Logan and Felix came out as Crusher and Riker to like
Yes.
come out on
Right.
stage. It was a lot of fun, and it was really stupid.
That's amazing.
Yes. But yes, but Denise Crosby is absolutely lovely. She was so excited to see that a drag performer does Tasha Yar. And when I was showing her pictures, and one of the pictures was with Logan as Bev, and Gates was also there. And so she was
Mm.
like, Gates, get over here. You've got
Oh,
to
I
look at
love
this
that.
picture.
I love it.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, they're absolutely lovely. And sorry, other side story, because everything
No.
always comes back to X-Men with me. Gates McFadden now voices one of my absolute favorite characters, Rachel Summers, on X-Men 97,
Oh.
which is wild.
Yeah, so my better half is an X-Men freak. X-Men 97 was very
Really?
important in our household. And oh yeah, Colby loves his X-Men. Yes, are you kidding? He grew up on all that spandex. Come on. He
Yeah, that's true.
it cuts deeper than that. I want to reduce it. I don't mean to reduce it to spandex. However, however, yeah, no, that moment came and I was like, what? And he's like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, how do you not? Like, we've had enough Star Trek in this house. How do you not recognize her voice?
Yes.
You're like, it's for me now. It's for me.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
But
So
yes.
you
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, so like that's kind of like
no.
my Star Trek like origin story, but
Yeah.
and then like we watched all the movies, watched the series. I remember Deep Space Nine and Voyager. We watched a lot of but Star Trek, though I love it, and I definitely read a lot about like I read Wikipedia and the fan sites and all that, but they're not shows that I necessarily like watch over and over again. I've definitely
Mhm.
seen the movies a couple of times. Like I would say I've seen the movies a lot. And I want to say, so I'm not a huge binger with like television shows. Like any show that lasts longer than like 3 seasons, I'll get to like 2.5 and be like, all right, I'm good for now. Like
Oh.
this like this is great. And it's not that I don't I still like the show, but I'm just okay.
I wish I had
fun.
more of that, because I am a give me 75 seasons. I will take it. I'm mad when I like a show and they literally go, we're gonna give you one. Guess what? It's
Yeah.
great. We're canceling it. Or we're gonna
I
give you
mean,
two, and we didn't
Oh.
they didn't know they were gonna cancel, and then there's a fucking cliffhanger. I'm like, well, what the fuck happens? And you
right.
never know.
I mean,
Piss me off.
my so-called life.
Mm.
Yes. Yes,
Goodbye.
that was
Like,
that I was that age when that happened
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all et cetera, et
yes.
cetera. Yes.
I mean,
but
Claire
this is where
Danes.
it started.
I'm sorry you wanted a movie career, but we wanted another season of My So-Called Life.
But this is my point. This is why I get so, like, as my plus one would say, TV aggressive, because unfortunately I'm married to someone who believes that if you don't watch the last season of a series, then it didn't end. So there are
Oh.
about 3 to 4 series that we watched together that
Mm.
I've not watched the end of, and I want to watch the end of, but it's been so long since they've been on, I'd have to go back to
Right,
watch season 1 through whatever to then get
right,
to the end.
right. And I'm also like, again, as most queer people around our ages, also have a bit of some like uh mental disorders where I'm like a completist, and like
Mm.
because I don't remember everything, I would need to go, like, it's one of the reasons that I haven't watched the Arrowverse almost at
Mm.
all, because I feel like I have to start from the beginning, and like it's so overwhelming to think about all of the things that I need to watch. And it's not like I don't want to. It's not like I don't want to watch these characters or watch Steve and Amel work out, for an episode. Um, but like it's just overwhelming to think about the amount of stuff that like I would have to watch. And also, like, fortunately, unfortunately, I'm just booked and blessed now. Like I really don't have a lot of
Don't have a lot of
downtime.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like people are always like, oh well, like what TV shows are you watching now? I'm like, you have time for TV? That's great. I love that for you. um like I truly don't. Like I mostly, like, when I'm at work and like I'm taking like a lunch break or whatever, I'll just like YouTube. There's like a couple of like YouTubers that like I watch
Oh, yeah.
regularly. And like sort of short form stuff. And then of course like social media. I
Doom
do,
scrolling.
yeah, I do need to sort of give up some of it, but at the same time, when it becomes when you get to, and not that I am like super famous in any way, but when you get to like sort of like a level of like cosplayer drag performer, it's like you need to maintain a certain level of engagement with social media, because that is how then you get like more gigs and people see you.
Mhm.
And it's actually what's really frustrating about my baking show. I love it and I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to finish out the year. But literally last month, Instagram changed the rules that any video over 3 minutes, they're not going to push into the algorithm. And I'm
Mm.
sorry, I am a drag queen who loves the X-Men. I can't cut my thoughts about Kitty Pryde down to 3 minutes. So like my videos are typically anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes. And also I found out again last month, you can't post a video longer than 15 minutes.
Oh.
But it can be a live, but not a video, not like a full
yes,
video.
like I can't like post a video.
Right.
So I found that out because my North Star episode, who was the first queer mutant, in case people don't know.
Don't know.
But he shouted "I'm gay" on panel the first time back in 1992. And I had a lot to say about him. And so I posted the video, and my friend commented, I love this, but did you finish the treat? Like, did you get to taste it? And I was like, I'm like, what do you mean? So yeah, like because again, like the video is probably like 19 minutes, so there was like a whole 4 minutes that like cut off at the end. So I had to split it into 2 videos, and that so like sometimes my videos go really long because I talk too much, which is fine. But also sometimes the recipes are super complicated. Like also for Pride Month, I did Karma, who is a Vietnamese lesbian with a bionic leg. We love her.
Okay.
Yeah, we love her. But so I was making mung bean glutinous rice balls.
Nice.
And bitch, that was hard. So and like
That
it's
sounds
a lot
hard.
of steps and it's a lot of things. It was the one Vietnamese recipe I found that coconut was optional because coconut is of the devil.
Don't say that. All coconut?
So I am a firm believer that you need to try everything once and then multiple variations.
Correct.
I have tried coconut in so many forms, and every time I have hated it. The smell actually gets me.
Okay.
So I'm also a believer that it could also potentially be like a cilantro situation where like I just don't
Understood.
have the coconut gene.
And that's fine. I just
I
wonder.
have that with mustard.
Because I
can't
don't
do
have
it.
the olive gene.
Oh.
I've tried olives, every
Yeah.
iteration of them, all the time. I keep trying them, and I
can't do
hate
olives.
them.
Right.
I want
right.
to. I want to drink a dirty martini at a bar. I want to be posh
Right.
and fancy. But my palate says,
No.
bitch, no.
Yeah, like I would love to drink a fruity drink under the sun that is tropical, but it
But not
tastes
a pina
like
colada.
sunscreen.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
no.
disgusting.
Not
That
a pina
is-
colada.
But
No.
in my heart, I was like, ooh, sticky rice and mango, and they put the little like,
Yeah,
it's like, num 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 num.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
I-
you're like,
like-
no.
yeah.
You're like,
and
so I'd rather eat it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would love to, but at the same time, I'm like, like at this point in my life, I'm like, no, that's pass. But also I would never yuck someone's yum. Like if that's
Ever.
like if
Mm.
if that's
Correct.
what you want to do, by all means, like I'm gonna tell you that no, thank you. But yeah, you go ahead and eat that. I'm glad that someone likes it because it's nasty. Um,
I have a random question that has nothing to do with Star
sure.
Trek, but I just in my head you were like you started with like the original X-Men, and I was like
Hmm.
saying to myself, like, can I name them? Because and I'm gonna ask you because I don't know if I can because I am not
Sure.
like I X-Men adjacent. Like I love X-Men, but
Uh-huh.
the most recent ones, I guess we'll call it. So like so are the original like Wolverine and
No.
Cyclops? Okay.
Immediately Wolverine,
Immediately no.
no.
Okay. What about the Cyclops,
Cyclops is one.
Storm?
Storm is also no. Storm and Wolverine are part of the second generation.
Fuck. Professor
Oh.
X?
So he's like an X-Men. Like he's number 6. Like he's
So
over
he's
here.
Okay.
he's in Magneto too over there?
Yeah,
So
because
everybody
like
that I know, you're gonna tell me no to.
but what I'm saying is there's the 5 original students. So Professor X Charles is not a student.
No.
So
Okay. So
so
there. Okay. Here we go.
so
Let's
there's 5
start.
original students. So
Cyclops,
Cyclops.
Jean Grey before she's Jean Grey.
Yeah, so I mean she's still Jean Grey. She just used to go
Oh.
by Marvel Girl.
But what is she turns into the Phoenix though?
Phoenix. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, so Jean Grey. And the other thing is that so the other 3, though they're like kind of around in a lot of media, they're really not a part of like the
Gambit.
original teams. Gambit didn't come back into the late 80s, babe.
Now you're just naming names.
Yeah,
But he's a fucking X-Men. I'm just not random.
he
Gambit
is.
is I loved him because he was all about the cards and he was from New
Yes, and
Orleans
he
and
is also just chaos bisexuality at its peak.
thank
Um,
you. Like he was like,
Yeah.
who is he? What does he do?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's all I got. Look, I got 2.
So Angel, Beast, and Iceman.
Beast.
oh.
Yeah.
But
No,
that
never
makes
would've
sense.
gotten
Furry
that.
guy. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I can understand Beast. I like him.
Yeah.
He's weird and blue.
Yes. Well, and the thing is, he didn't start out blue. He used to be
Of
just like a
course he did.
really big football player type guy with big hands and big feet. And
Oh.
then, and then,
And then they made him an 8.
he decided to experiment because he's a scientist. And the thing is, that is definitely a through line for him. He gets like a little mad science-y in the comics sometimes, and
Okay.
decided that he wanted to experiment. And someone broke into his lab, and instead of letting this experimental formula get in the hands of ne'er-do-wells, he
drank
took
it
it himself
himself. Of
and
course.
turned himself originally into a gray beast, and then he healed himself, and then he sprouted blue fur.
I
Yeah.
like this
Like you
story.
do.
Like X-Men 101.
Yeah, but
I-
yeah, and I mean, an Angel also turned blue because Apocalypse decided to make him the Angel of Death, so that was the whole thing.
I don't even
Anyway,
know who Angel is. No, I started.
which
You don't
is
have to do.
fine.
You don't have to do anyway. I really wanted to know. Like I was like,
Oh, we
who
do a
are
bird
the-
walk here. We want.
Oh yes,
Okay,
yes, right.
But-
I
right.
love it.
yes,
The first conversation you and I had at the convention, I was talking about trying to do an episode about Star Trek comic book crossovers,
yes,
and we're still going to do that. But I definitely read the X-Men TNG crossover
Mhm.
and was kind of confused by it because I think you definitely had to know a little X-Men lore to really understand what was happening.
I mean,
Um,
anytime you deal with the
you know.
X-Men, you have like they just cannot help themselves but like have inside jokes. Like there's
Yeah.
like they are a very dense thing. Like sometimes I feel like Star Trek can also be a little that way as well.
Oh.
But whereas like Star Wars is fairly like, oh, you can just kind of jump right in. Like they're like
You're right.
if you know stuff, great. If you don't, it's fine. But like X-Men definitely, it's like you gotta like so because like it's like as soon as you start talking about one thing, you just open up a whole can of worms. Like there was
Mm.
one
I think
night
that's so much better.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
What like me and my friends one night were talking about, I don't even know. Like it was about anything, and of course everything is always X-Men to me. And I ended up taking 45 minutes explaining the journey that is Betsy Braddock from mild-mannered blonde woman to purple-haired Asian woman. And that was and now she is back to a lavender-haired white woman, which is great. We love that. But yeah, it was a journey that took decades and time. But my friends were like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, It's
Yeah, that's
yeah.
just a
Like,
little, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Or like when you watch like the animated series and Cable shows up and you're like, oh, he's Cyclops' son. You're like, yeah, he's Cyclops' son. And they're like, yeah, and Jean Grey's mom. I'm like, no, we need to go back to and I'm just like putting my glasses on and like we need
Turning,
to go
grabbing.
back to
like welcome to my TED Talk.
yeah, let me tell you the tale of Madeline Pryor. Like it definitely is hard to get into. It's been forever since I read the X-Men Star Trek, so I know that there's like original series, and I also think there's another crossover comic with the TNG
Yeah.
folks as
I
well.
yeah. I read the original series one. I didn't read the TNG one yet. But it was kind of interesting to see how they paired people up, like Beast and Spock. Anyway, well,
But
that's a whole other episode.
yeah, but one of my favorite panels is so Beast's name is Hank McCoy, and he's also a doctor. And so someone says Dr. McCoy, and both of them like
Oh, yes.
look at the camera, and then they look at each other. It is
See, now
very
I
fun.
understand that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, now I get the
Getting back
joke.
getting back to Star Trek. I behind you I see a number of collectibles.
Yes.
What kind of Star Trek merch,
So
action figures?
yeah, so I have the things that I just bought.
Mhm.
So I try to only get things that I have cosplayed. So I do have a
wow.
Loaxana Troy.
That's
Oh,
a
right,
nice
the
action
the
figure.
Playmates.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and actually I have two of them because another friend of mine bought me another one, and I'm like, do I open one? Do I not? Do I open one? Do I not? Currently they're both still in their packaging. And then the only other like Star Trek thing that I have is Felix, my friend who made you that com badge, also
Mhm.
made me a little Borg nightlight. So it's like the Borg cube, and there's a
Ooh.
little LED inside, so it changes colors. The battery's dead, or I'd show you because it's much cooler. Than that. But yeah, that's kind of
Very
the only
cool.
Star Trek stuff that I have. This whole thing, like behind my computer, is all Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, so again, quickly, so Wonder Woman, because like growing up, Wonder Woman was like kind of the only girl.
Sure.
Like
Mm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
she had merch, she had a
Mhm.
TV show, she was like the only one. So like I definitely like latched on to her. But also like growing up, there was with Star Trek, um, y- because I was so far into GI Joes and the GI Joes. So I did have a Tasha Yar, like not the Playmates, but like the
The
little
Gloob. Mhm.
yeah, like the little GI Joe size action figures, and I
Mhm.
had Tasha Yar, and she definitely played with my GI Joes.
Oh,
Naturally.
nice.
Naturally, of
Well,
course.
she would
Like
fit right in.
yeah. The problem was is that she couldn't hold the guns like the X-Men did, but she had, or the GI Joes did, but she had a phaser molded into her hand. So we pretended that she still had a gun. Um, but yeah, I really didn't. I don't have a lot because I also don't have like a lot of like Star Wars stuff either, and Star Wars is also really big, in my
Mhm.
house. But like X-Men, I think is what sort of exploded
Sure.
that kind of stuff. I actually and so like that when I go to conventions, especially like Trek stuff, I look for things, but like for me, unless it's a girl or like female focused, I check out
Mhm.
super quickly. And like there are like many women in Trek, there just isn't like a lot of stuff
Mhm.
to find. So like even at these little like wood carving things. I wish I remembered the name of these folks. But like the only women that they had, I have Tasha Yar, Dax, and Strange New Worlds Chapel.
Oh.
I mean they also had Bev, they had a
Mm.
Deanna,
No
but
Burnham.
Right. Janeway?
and they had a Janeway, but
Mhm.
like those just like they're just not my favorite.
Sure. Right.
Um, although a friend of mine also told me to do, oh, is her name Kex? Kix? What's her name?
Yes.
Kess?
Yeah,
Kes.
Cass. Like they
Mm.
told me to do a Cass, and I'm like, is she the
You
one
don't
that
have
turns into
to.
a ball of light? I was like, no, thank
Yeah,
you.
you
Yes.
don't do
The one
that.
who's 2 years old. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, who
yeah.
had a baby out of her back? No, thank
Yeah,
you.
Who's 2 years old? Right.
Um, Yeah, so it's like I want more stuff, but also I'm like, if people made like more Lawaxana stuff, I would
Mm,
probably have that. Because also like you can't see it, but like in this one behind me, it's all Ursula. Um,
mm,
Oh yes.
yeah,
nice.
yeah, we all have our our little things we cling on to, but
Absolutely.
um,
When I was a kid, my favorite, well, not just when I was a kid, today, I think this still rings true. My favorite superhero or comic book character is Batgirl. And
mm-hmm,
like finding Batgirl merch as like,
mm-hmm.
in the 90s was very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because even with the success of Batman TAS, there
Hmm.
still wasn't a whole lot of like Batgirl stuff specifically.
No.
So also, it's so funny. Every single trans cosplayer that I know starts with some version of Poison Ivy,
Mm.
Oh, how funny.
and then it goes to Black Widow, and then they get some confidence, and it's Yvonne Craig's
Oh,
Batgirl. Like every
hallelujah. Oh
time,
my God.
like every time, it is so funny to me that like that is how it all starts. I have yet to do Yvonne Craig's Batgirl. It is on my list, but again, like there's just so many like people that I know that have done it that I'm like I don't need to do this. Like it's fine.
Can
I'm
you
a
tell
very
us which came first for you, drag or cosplay, or both at the
Yeah.
same
They
time?
were kind of the same, really.
Mm.
Um, so like so recently on another podcast we talked about like my drag anniversary. I just put a firm date on it to be like, okay, this is when like I officially like started performing in drag, like as like a drag queen.
Sure.
But like I was already wanting I was already like doing like comic book looks or whatever and like doing drag, but it was like all kind of the same because like really how drag started, like finally getting the excuse because I also grew up in a fairly conservative Mormon home. um
Ooh.
um, so like I had a little bit of like the stunted growth, but what really started and like gave me the permission to do it is I started performing female roles in theater.
Mm.
Yeah.
So being able to like, oh, but it's a character, like that's
Nice.
fine.
Right.
Um,
Mhm.
but I had done my first drag competition under a terrible drag name, and
Do tell.
No,
What
uh,
terrible.
no.
no,
Yeah.
we shall not. Um, we shall not. And it's one of the reasons that you should never pick your own drag name. You should always
Mm.
have a friend help you and come up with one for you. Um, but uh but yeah, but I so I like done like my first official like competition, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, I can do this more." And I was also always like a Halloween kid. So like officially in 2010 was when I started like doing like drag. But even then I was like, okay, how do I dress up as like comic book characters? Like how can I incorporate doing whatever? Like one of the first wigs that I bought was a green wig. So I was like, oh, I could do a Lorna Dane with this. So I could do like, whatever. Um,
Mm.
but the first like official costume like cosplay that I did was in 2013. I did Outback Dazzler, which is her blue costume that's like weirdly asymmetrical with the big star in the center of her chest. I
Mm.
continually get called Carol Danvers every time I wear that costume.
Mm.
Um, but anyway, but like it just kind of started, and so then I was doing like a bunch of like nerdy shit, and then because I was doing theater stuff along with that, then I started performing in my cabarets. Um and then from the cabarets, I in theater I had met people, and again, we're all nerds, and
Mhm.
a friend was hosting a cosplay competition. I was like, oh, like that'll be fun. Like I have this Dazzler look. I'll be able to see my friend. I'll be in DC, so I'll tell someone, my other friends to be there. And I'm like, whether who cares about the competition? Like it'll just be fun, and I'll be able to see people that I don't get to see that often. Well, I won because I also don't do things half-assed. And
Mm.
so it was called Captain Green Lantern. So it was Captain Green Lantern 2018. And one of our looks was create a casual Green Lantern look. So I had a full gown with a huge collar and like a
Yeah.
big beehive,
Casual.
and it had a big train. And they were like, "Well, is this look casual?" And I'm like, "Let I go pick up my kids from soccer practice in this? I don't
Yes.
like what do you mean
That's
casual?"
amazing.
Um, so yeah, so from that, winning that competition, that's what got me going into conventions. Because like I had been to a couple, but it was just kind of like, oh, it's just like walking around and like looking at comic books and stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever. But like I and like when I dressed up as Dazzler at one of them, like people just because they didn't know who I was, they did not want to like interact with me. Like they didn't know who the
Mhm.
character was.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
That's
whereas
interesting.
then when you, and also I'm not gonna lie, like the body wasn't together, the hair wasn't together, the face wasn't together. Um, so then when she got it together and like when it's also like when you're at a booth and people like just want to come up to the booth,
Mhm.
um, then it's like they have permission like ask you questions and like you talk to people. So that's why then I love dressing as Z-list characters because I'm like either people that's like the girls who know and they want to like, oh my God, I've never seen this character before, like this is so great, blah blah blah. Or they're like, well, I love your look, but I have no idea what this is. I'm like, good, I hope you have 20 minutes for me to explain to you who this person is because I cannot wait to tell someone. But
Amazing.
yeah, so like that's kind of how it like all started, but it was like all happening at the same time, and then like sometimes because I'm a lady of a certain age, I'll also like forget details and then like one day like remember a detail over another. I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that did happen first, didn't it? I don't know, but it just kind of all kind of happened at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, but but yeah, again, I've always been a nerd. I've been reading X-Men since like 1990.
Wow.
Um,
Mm.
so and then from that, just reading like any comics that I could get a hold of, and then when the internet happened, oh, glorious internet. And they had, full nerd websites dedicated to all of the things that I wanted to know about. Um, it was great. Like then I like really got to. So also, I'm also not a gamer at all. All of my
Mm.
brothers played video games. I just don't. It's just not for me. But I loved reading like the little like handbook that you would get with like all of like
Mm.
the details about the world and the characters and the things that you can do. Um, so like I love doing all of that. So like being able to like Wikipedia and for me,
Mm.
UncannyXmen.net, like those things were like, yes, like the amount of Wikipedia that I have read of all
Mm.
of the
Just get
nerd
lost in
thing.
it.
Have
Mm.
you corrected?
Yes.
Have you become, are you a person who goes onto like the page and is like, well, that's incorrect, and log into editor mode and you go in and you like delete, 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 and then put like the citations and whatnot?
I have not. Usually if it's incorrect on Wikipedia, like and like I know that it's incorrect, I'm just like that. And this is a firm thing that I have, especially nowadays. That is none of my business.
Okay.
Like that is
There you
You're
go.
not
that
trying to
is
help the world with your
listen.
superior X-Men knowledge.
Well, the thing is that there's also so many other nerds that have already gotten there first, but like there
Oh,
are
yeah.
like on like Wikipedia is relatively fine. On UncannyXmen.net, like those fucking nerds who run that site, like they've got it together. Like they know. There's like whole articles about stuff that you can read, and it's
Nice.
amazing. But also like how. But speaking of correcting people, like it does take, I will say it does take a lot of me, especially like if I'm in the conversation, it takes a lot of me to like not rudely interrupt people to correct them on stuff. um a friend recently discovered the true origins of the character Dazzler, who is one of my absolute favorite characters of all time, and it is a very like cool origin, and also like most things in this country steeped in racism. And when she tells the story incorrectly, I'm like, That's not how the story goes. You're getting it wrong. Um, but I just, you kind of just have to let it go. I also have a firm belief, especially on the internet. I don't argue with people on the internet. You're
No,
not.
no,
it's not
I
worth
don't know
it.
those people.
Yeah, like
Those people
again,
don't know me. No.
that's none of my
Mm-mm.
business. I don't argue with people. Um, if you want to disagree with me and I politely say, "Do you know what, I don't argue with people on the internet," and you want to keep going, block, move on. Like I
Mm.
don't have the time or energy. Um, as someone who during the peak of the hate for it was doing drag story hours, and I've gotten, the
Mm.
people saying that they wanted
Mm.
me dead and
God.
sent things to
Oh
my house
God.
because I have a unique name and a unique legal name and I own a house, so I'm very easy to find. Um, it's just like if you want to like try to argue
It's
with
awful.
me about,
Yeah.
Betsy Braddock's middle name, it's Gloriana, by the way. But like if you want to argue with me like about that kind of shit, I just don't have the time.
No, no, life is too short
Yeah,
for that mess, for that
yeah,
nonsense.
it's just not worth it. But but I say all that, but then like again, like my friend talking about the origins of
Yeah, but
Dazzler
see, that's your
North.
friend. And you can,
Yeah,
and that is when you
yeah.
go, okay,
Hmm.
actually. But on the internet, we don't know those
Yeah,
people. You can be
yeah.
like, Mama, okay, listen, we're gonna tell the story right. Repeat it back to me.
Right,
Okay.
right. And
Okay.
like omitting certain details about stuff. And I'm like, yes, I understand that you're trying to make a point, but
However, comma.
however, but yeah, but in case you guys weren't aware, Dazzler was originally based on Grace Jones.
Oh,
And so
Ah.
yeah, so we almost got a black Dazzler, and there were concept arts drawn by John Romita Sr., which are beautiful and amazing. But then some producer, because so the problem was is
right.
that Marvel was with Casablanca Records and a movie studio. I can't remember who the movie studio was, but it was all three of them creating this character at the same time. So there was too many cooks in the kitchen. So then
Mm.
when Bo Derek became famous with 10, they were like, well, we
Mm.
want Bo Derek. And it's like, well, but
Mm.
can she sing? I want Bo Derek, but can she sing though? But I want Bo Derek. Okay. So they had to then create this character to be a blonde woman. Um,
Mm.
and but then because of all the arguing and infighting, by the time she was released, Disco was dead. And so it, and we all know that Disco died because it was black and queer. So
Right.
Right.
yeah. Anyway, comics are fun.
Okay, we could talk about comics forever, but
Yes, yeah.
I do want to get into there are a list of questions that
Mhm.
we tend to ask our guests, and I feel like you will have some great answers. So I'd love to throw these at you. If you could have dinner with three Star Trek characters, the characters, not the actors,
Mhm.
who would they be and why?
Uh, Loaxana Troy, obviously,
Obviously.
because much like me, she can tell a great anecdote. Like
Hmm.
she'll be
Hmm.
able to keep the conversation going.
Hmm. Now, would
Um,
Mr. Home be hitting that little gong
Yes.
on the table beside you every
yeah, I
time?
mean, I'm sure. I'm sure
Yes.
he's got to be there. I mean, he's just the plus one. Like he has to be there. Um,
I love it.
uh, I think Nurse Chapel, original TOS Nurse Chapel would
Oh.
be fun.
Oh.
Majel
Uh,
and Majel.
Majel and Majel,
yes,
yeah.
yes, because I also think that she probably has some like things to say about the original Enterprise. Much
Hmm.
like Majel, she probably has some good dirt to like spill.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and her like caustic relationship with Bones, and then like her wanting to be flirty with Spock, and Spock's like, I'm Ace. I think she would be fun. Uh, and then do you know what? Let's round it out and make it like Real Housewives of Star Trek, and let's bring in Captain Janeway. Like
Oh
let's
yeah.
get like the
Ooh.
strong lady in there to be like, ladies, what are we talking about? Where's my coffee? Like it would be, but at the same time, I feel like in a social situation like that where she doesn't need to be the person in charge,
Right.
I think she would be a good time.
Yeah, yeah. It could be hair down Janeway, like
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
soft Janeway.
And also, can we talk about the fact that I don't know why in like the 27th century or wherever she is that the Gibson came back. Like the Gibson. Really? The Gibson hairstyle. Like, okay,
She
girl.
right. Well, she struggled.
She's a
Let's be
classic
clear.
lady.
I mean,
Realistically, the producers struggled with.
but it's just because like obviously I liked her bob, and like there's times where
Mm,
it's more of a Shannon than it is like the Gibson, but
mhm,
it's like you guys, this is late 19th century. Like what
mhm.
what are we doing with this?
Mhm.
But
Honestly, I think they were
work.
leaning into the Katharine Hepburn of it. Um,
Oh, that's
you know,
valid.
I
Yeah,
think,
that's
but
valid.
it was a weird choice. But you
Uh,
could tell how damaged the ship was based on how much of it had come undone. You know.
that is
Uh,
true. That is true. Also, fun story. I share a birthday with why did her name just leave my
Kate
with
Mulgrew.
yes,
Kate.
yeah, with Kate Mulgrew. I
Nice.
Oh.
I found that out because one of the other characters that Kate Mulgrew has played, which is
Red.
Uh-huh.
Red Claw from Batman the Animated Series. I was doing
Uh-huh.
a cosplay of that like for my birthday, because I was like, I want to do something new for my birthday, and it was like a relatively easy thing to do. Um, and so when I was like looking up stuff about Red Claw, I was like, oh yeah, it's Kate Mulgrew, that's right. And then when I looked up Kate Mulgrew, I was like, oh, we have the same birthday. So me, Kate Mulgrew, Uma Thurman, and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, that is a
Oh.
fierce trio
Yes.
of birthday
Wait, Michelle
twins.
Pfeiffer. When's your
Yes.
birthday?
April 29th.
I have
Are
the
you
same birthday. Oh, Duke
Yes!
Ellington.
Yeah, and Duke
Duke
Ellington.
Ellington.
Yes.
And Jerry Seinfeld, but
Oh, didn't know.
Okay, next question.
yes.
If you lived in the 24th or 23rd century, what would your life be like? Would you join Starfleet? Would you stay on Earth? Would you
Um,
travel?
I mean, I would probably be very much like Loaxana. Like I
Mm,
would probably be like some kind of like traveling entertainer. I mean, probably much like what I do now, where it's, you
mhm,
know, who's got the booking fee? Like, will show up for did you pay my travel? And but I'm assuming that like I would probably maybe own a ship, like, and to like
mhm,
travel
mhm.
to like all of the different places. But yeah, I'd probably be some form of like traveling entertainer
Nice,
Hmm.
across the galaxies for
nice. With a
sure.
Ferengi manager. I know.
Listen, racism aside, the Ferengi are a very, very shrewd business people.
Exactly.
However, to be honest, I don't know whether or not I could work with a Ferengi because of like the crazy misogyny.
That's true.
That's why
Um,
you have to get the lady, the wife whose
yeah,
Boogie.
husband
yeah,
died, who
yeah, yeah,
pretended to be the man. You
Hmm.
need her
Oh,
to
yeah,
yes.
be.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Because again, like
Yeah.
tough business person for
Yeah.
Hmm.
sure,
Right.
but I couldn't deal with the
That's
yes
true.
that stuff. But yes, yes.
What's your go-to holodeck program?
Oh, hmm. I mean, it would probably be some kind of like, um, uh, because like everyone always likes to go back to like the 30s or 40s kind of a
Yeah.
thing. So I'd probably be like blues or jazz club, like truly like lean into like my chantusiness,
Hmm.
my
Yes.
chantussy, if you will. And just, just be a lady in a smoky room with a microphone, singing with a piano.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, these are supposed to be rapid fire, but they never really are. I
Okay.
think I know the answer to this first one, but we ask everybody. I moved it up in the list um, because we've already kind of covered this, but it is a hotly debated topic on this podcast. Are you on Team Tasha or Team Armis?
Team Tasha. Team Tasha. I love her. I love her. I can't
It's
help it.
okay.
I
It's
love
It's okay.
okay.
her.
It's
It's
good.
okay.
I'm on
It
Team
seems to be.
Tasha.
I'm on Team
Listen, it's.
Tasha.
I'm not. It seems to be a running theme with
Among.
the gays of a certain age.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
impression that the strong dyke had on you all, that you're like, yes! And I'm like, boo! So, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I love it.
She like as we've said before. She's better when she comes back. Like they treat her character better. The writers did her justice more.
Yeah, and
but
also
kind of. She dies.
in the in my number that I do, I also do I found clips of Denise talking about random stuff. And one of the things is her talking about like her treatment on the show. And like her overhearing the producer talking to the costumer being like, how do we get her costume tighter? How can we make how can we make it sexier? Like she needs to be sexier. Can we get her boobs out? Like what? And like she was just kind of treated like this kind of piece of meat. And I think coming from the family background that she came through, I don't think she really likes being treated like not a person. Which also, I did not get to tell her this, but I wanted to tell her, it's like, good for you for keeping that asshole's last name. Like, like, fuck that guy.
Earn that, right.
I still watch White Christmas every year, but fuck that guy.
Listen, it's a really good movie.
It is. And I also don't watch it for him. I watch it for Rosemary Clooney and
sisters, listen.
Yeah, right. But anyway, so I feel like they weren't treating her right, and so that's why she just kind of wasn't there for it. And then when they were like, oh yeah, maybe we should bring you back, so I think it was like more of like, yeah, I want to be here, and like I get a little bit of a say of like what's going on. So that's, you know, that could be something. I think if I do another Tasha Yar number, just since I'm here, I think I would lean into like her Just Say No campaign episode where she has whole like talk with
drugs make you
Will,
feel good.
With Wesley, right?
with Wesley being like, on my planet, people are all on drugs.
Rape gangs on drugs. Okay, speaking of actresses who were mistreated, Crusher or Pulaski?
I mean, always Crusher. Like Pulaski, I mean,
The subtext.
The nonverbal.
Also, hilariously, today in a YouTube, tunnel that I fell into, I forgot that Pulaski was also on LA Law, and she's the actress who fell down the elevator shaft.
Yes.
Wait, were you watching like the 5 most abrupt TV deaths of the 80s? Yeah, I think I was watching the same thing.
Yes, I love that.
Like, aimed at like bored older millennials.
Yes, who work from home and get a lunch break.
Yep.
But like,
I watched that.
But yeah, I was like, oh, she played like these two like ball busting ladies, and no wonder people just did not care for her
in the 80s. Yeah, she didn't know that was happening until she read the script either. Like, it's shocking.
So
there's this Instagram account that uses Star Trek action figures to set up little scenes, and they have one where Crusher is pushing Pulaski down a turbo lift shaft.
But also Bev is just such a better she's just a better character in general.
Yeah, right.
Like Bev. And also she fucked her grandma's ghost or whatever. Love that for her.
Right. Okay. Speaking of Bev, are you doing leotard yoga with her and Deanna, or Klingon Tai Chi with Worf?
Well, where does the evening lead? Because if it's just like me and the gals doing gal stuff, then we might be doing that. But if it's me and Worf getting hot and sweaty, and then things happen in the steam room, like
all those extra parts,
I mean, listen.
How many hands do you have?
Enough.
Again, like, where's the night going? or are me and Deanna like, hey Worf, the two of us. We're looking at you from across the gym.
And Beverly's just like, I brought my candle. Okay. Tea, Earl Grey, hot, or coffee, black?
Coffee, black. So I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but a friend of mine who I wouldn't say like force, but definitely like talk to me a lot about like the things that I was eating. So like I used to go into a bar and just be like, whatever's blue, like give me like whatever, which is just all sugar. And like I'd go to Starbucks and be like, I want a white chocolate mocha. And so again, it was just all sugar, and so he was just like, no, like if you want to drink, like let's drink a vodka soda, and if you want coffee, we're just gonna have black coffee, and so that's what I drink now.
Hmm.
I will say though, it kind of started with Trek Long Island, to be honest. But me and Jessica driving together, she got me on those fucking Dunkin' iced
Oh,
lattes.
mm.
Oh, they're of the
The
devil,
Dunka
but oh my
lattes.
god, yes, they're good. They're
There.
trouble, but oh
They're
my
good.
goodness, so good. And like now I'm like one of those iced coffee gays, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I like this.
It's okay.
That is not a
Welcome.
Janeway coffee.
That is not a
That's
Janeway
not a
coffee.
No.
But between tea and coffee, it's still black coffee. I'm not a huge tea drinker, and unless you're from Georgia, giving me sweet tea,
Some
no,
sweet
ma'am.
tea.
There you go.
Mhm. If you had a replicator sitting next to you right now, what would you have it make?
um.
The surprise of the question, it was great. Like taking,
But also, I'm like, I don't know, filthy, dirty things. No,
Right.
no.
That's an
anything
acceptable
you want.
direction.
I mean, to be honest, like me right now, I would probably be trying to replicate like all of the toys that like I lost as a child, like
Mm.
my Tasha
Oh.
Yar, my original Princess Allura from Voltron, yeah, like
Nice.
my my original Jonathan New Kids on the Block dolls.
I love Jonathan.
God.
He was
Jonathan-
my favorite.
Jonathan was my favorite from day
Day one. Day one.
So, ironically, my parents did not allow me to have Barbies, but my best friend down the street had Barbies. But I had Ken dolls and then Jonathan dolls. And I don't know if you know this, but if you have only boy dolls, guess what happens? And also the first Ken doll that I got was also, he wasn't like the twink Ken doll that, you know, you like see the jokes about, who like has the little like man symbol thing, but he was like evening gown Ken. So he had a silver lame jacket, a pink cummerbund with a pink bow tie. That man was gay as hell.
That's gay.
And then the outfit that my parents bought me for me to be able to change his clothes was a workout outfit. So it was gray sweatpants and a tank top.
Wow.
Wow. But they wouldn't let you have Barbies because, you know.
Yeah, but no, I wasn't allowed to have Barbies.
I had Masters of the Universe, which was way gayer than any of the Barbies I had.
Well,
so.
Right.
Now,
Right. They're wearing harnesses.
I was allowed She-Ra, and I was like, She-Ra's great because it's He-Man, but I can braid their hair.
Yes.
Hair play, very important.
Yes, hair play is very important.
Mhm. Who's your Star Trek bartender? Guinan or Quark?
Guinan. Like I mean, if you want like real conversation, at which I miss. So our hometown bar, where I'm from, closed many years ago, and it's like there's just nowhere to go now. Like I don't have like that relationship with like. Literally, I used to be able to walk into the bar, and when I sat down, my drink was already sitting at my spot. Like it was like one of those kind of bars. And Guinan just seems like one of those people. You know, with the millions of people that are on that ship, I guarantee you that she knows what everybody drinks.
Correct.
I guarantee you that she knows the name of so and so's father-in-law who died 6 years ago.
Because she listens.
But she also knows that depending on how your face looks, what drink she needs to put down. Like you walk in, it's like, oh, it's a whiskey soda day. Oh no, you need 3 scoops of chocolate ice cream in a bowl. Like that is what Guinan's intuition knows what you need.
Yes.
Versus
it's an iced coffee day.
Yes, for sure.
Extra ice on the side.
Yes.
Favorite alien species?
So like that's so I want to say now it's of course gone out of my head, but like the
Describe them.
the Waxana and
Oh,
Betazoids.
Betazoids?
Oh, the
yeah, like
Betazoids.
Betazoids,
Mhm.
because telepathy,
Yeah.
like, duh. Again, if I ever had a superpower, telepathy, telekinesis, like, we're doing it.
Mhm.
And so, like, I want to say that, but also, like, just the green girl, her superpowers are green.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like, that's when, she's
What,
just hot
Orions?
and green. Yeah, like, she's just green.
And we're
Orions.
back to Yvonne Craig,
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah, yeah. Oh, my God, that is. Yes, that's right. Oh, my God, that is her. But yeah, like, I mean, of course, like any of the hot ones. Also, I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about the movie yet, but like, also shape changers, like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
like they're fun. I mean, anytime I can just be like hot and have superpowers, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, last question. Who's your captain?
Picard.
Oh.
And it's probably like some of the like nostalgia of like whatever, but also Patrick
Yeah.
Stewart, like he decisive but
Mhm.
also compassionate and also
Mhm.
like funny sometimes. Like
Mhm.
I feel like he was just like a good captain and wanted to make sure that like he took care of his people. But and also again, I think like the decisiveness was like Kirk sometimes felt like he was out for it, for like the balls to the wall, like we're here for the glory and like
Mhm.
like let's go for it. I mean, I think Janeway is a number 2, just because women in charge are always better.
Mhm.
And then I would say if I'm gonna pick a third one, I'd probably go. And technically, he's not a starship captain, but I'd go with Cisco. He also just
Oh
seems
yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
he
Yeah.
just seems like fair, reasonable, like
Mhm.
is gonna get the
Mhm.
job done. Always has like plan C through Z, like is like ready to
Mhm.
go.
That's great. I feel like I know this answer, but this isn't a Star Trek question. Who played Professor X better?
I
Which
mean,
one?
Patrick Stewart or um oh
Ro-
crap, the younger guy.
James McAvoy.
What's his name? Hottie McHotterson.
Yeah,
No,
the hot
it's
one. Well,
Patrick
they're both hot.
Stewart.
It's Patrick
Yeah,
Stewart, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's Patrick Stewart. Like,
how is that a question?
Well, I was just wanted to talk about it.
like
Okay, I'm
James
sorry.
You ask people
McAvoy.
that?
Yeah, James McAvoy did a fine
James,
job.
that's the name. Yes,
Like he did a fine job, little
it's
Mr.
fine.
Tumnus. Like he was fine, but like once you, I mean, Patrick Stewart was being like fan cast as Charles Xavier for like 15 years before they
Mm-hmm.
made that first movie.
Yeah.
Because it
So
makes sense.
right, because it makes sense. And so I think anytime someone uh plays Charles, like there's going to be an element of Patrick Stewart, because even the original Professor X in the 92 series, who has passed away, um even he, and this is still before the 2000s movie, is still very Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Like, even though he's from New York, is still vaguely British, but because he's rich. um but yeah, like they're like Patrick Stewart is like the definitive,
Yeah.
like, yeah, for
I
sure.
love it. I love it. All right. Well, we're going to have you on again
Yeah.
because this has been amazing. And we're going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you so much for being with us. Quickly, where can folks find you on the socials?
Sure, you can find me across most social media at DMandaMartini. That's DMandaMartini. Again, I'm most places, but my favorite places you can find me are Venmo and Cash App.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank my co-host Damien and Lanita for being here, and you, dear listener. If you've liked this episode, make sure you subscribe, like, review, all of those things. We are Hailing Freak Open on the socials or at hailingfrequenciesopen.com. And with that, I will say, oh, you haven't heard this yet. Hailing Frequencies closed.
No goodbyes. Just good memories. Hailing frequencies closed, sir.
And we're out. I was like, is this going to be triggering?
No.
It certainly was the first time I heard it.
But again, inconsolable. No, I've watched again because I've been doing coming up with drag numbers for her. I've listened to probably seen so many of her scenes and stuff just to try to glean anything I can for a number.